Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being at our new temporary location here, the county building. And I would like to once again thank the Rock Island County, the county board, for allowing us to have this facility to be able to use to have these meetings, to continue meeting the residents' needs while we do some renovations at City Hall. So I'd like to call the meeting to order and start with a roll call.
Alderperson Robinson.
Present.
Hurt.
Here.
Maynard.
Present.
Swanson.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Poulos.
Here.
Healy.
Here.
And Mayor Tomes.
Here. Thank you. Could we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence, please? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. All right. Public comment. We have one person signed up. Ron, you're up.
He's here for the.
Oh, you're here for the moose deal? Okay. Yep. We'll wait for that moment. Thank you very much. So nobody else signed up for public comment, so then we will move on. Item number 6.
Minutes from the March 11th, 2024 study session and city council meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Item 7.
A presentation of a donation of Tommy the Moose stuffed animals from the Rock Island Moose Lodge number 190.
All right. We'll have a presentation here, but Ron Willermuth is currently the president of the Rock Island Moose 190. The lodge has purchased some Tommy Moose stuffed animals to donate to the Rock Island Fire Department and also the Rock Island Police Department. Please to be given to the children in crisis situations to help comfort them. So would you like to stand up and we'll make the presentation. When we take a picture, we'll have all the police and fire people up for a picture. But do you want to say something? And
Officer Mama?
all right. You want to come up here? We got a presentation. Come on up. And we gonna pass some of those out, or are we gonna squeeze it? Great. What's that? Oh, it's a big. I'll let you know the end of these. Are you guys doing any of these? Passing any out together? You guys.
They're for the policeman or fire
That's
department.
right. Now you got it.
So you need to.
Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. Longer walk around here. You just do.
Something like 24 members.
Yeah. That's exactly 19 now. Excuse me. All right. 7B.
Proclamation declaring Thursday, April 4th, 2024 as Junior Achievement Day in the City of Rock Island. Whereas the City of Rock Island will observe Junior Achievement Day on the first Thursday in April as an opportunity to recognize and celebrate junior achievement of the Heartland for empowering our young people to their economic success. Whereas junior achievement of the Heartland's educational contribution equips our young people to become the next generation of productive employees and self-sufficient citizens to ensure the economic prosperity of Rock Island. Whereas it is fitting for parents, educators, businesses, and other members of the community to join in junior achievement's efforts to ensure the future success and economic health of our young people and the communities which they live.
Now, therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim officially recognition on April 4th, 2024, and every first Thursday of April hereafter, Junior Achievement Day in the City of Rock Island. Is anybody here? I don't see Dougal. Don't see anybody here. Okay. It's a great organization helping kids learn in the school system. And they always need volunteers. Give a little plug here. They're always looking for volunteers. It's a real simple program to be able to do that in class. I think there's been several people up here that have done that, but they've got packets ready to go. And so if you have an opportunity, have a little time to give, it's a great way to give in the school system and in helping the kids learn about different parts of life and so in business.
And I want to give a little plug.
Yes.
So Wednesday at Jersey Mike's,
Yes.
a percentage of all sales will go to junior achievement. So have dinner there.
There you go. Yep. They got a golf coming up May 6th also, if you want to help raise some funds. We'll give them a big plug here. All right. Update Rock Island. Got a couple items. Bunnies, Baskets, and Brews. There's a combination. Hop on over to the Hallberg Estate this Saturday, March 30th, for Bunnies, Basket, and Brews. Win some serious prizes with raising money for a good cause during the annual adult Easter egg hunt. Doors open at 4 p.m. and the hunt for 1,000 eggs hidden over 4 acres begin at 5 p.m. I don't know if you get the cocktails before or after that. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com. eventbrite.com. Go to hallbergestate.org for more information. Tuneful Tuesdays continues at the Rock Island Public Library. Join us for a free and fun community concert on Tuesday, April 2nd with the Rock Island High School Choir. This concert is suitable for music lovers of all ages. Light refreshments will be provided. The concert begins at 12 noon at the downtown branch, 401 19th Street. Are you interested in serving your community in the City of Rock Island? The Library Board of Trustees has 2 openings for residents interested in shaping the library's policy and providing direction. There is also 1 position open on the Police and Community Relations Commission. Submit your letter of interest at rigov.org, and you can find the button for commissions, and under that you can find the different commissions we have, and there's a little application to fill out, so it's real easy. And that's all I have on that. Item number 9.
Consent agenda items A through G.
Motion to approve consent agenda items A through G. Second.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 10A.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding the purchase of patio structures from Maud Street of Durango, Colorado in the amount of $124,855 for the rebuild downtown Rock Island improvement project.
Move to approve the agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the purchase agreement.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
Jack, I had a quick question. I should have asked in the study session. Would it benefit when we place this, hopefully, when we place this order, would it benefit those other businesses or those businesses to maybe piggyback off this order if they did want something else? Do you see what I'm saying? Because I know you said you could make modifications or additions or something to this. So yes, we're buying the standard base, but if Theo's Java Hut wanted to do something extra, would you suggest that they piggyback on this? Would it save some costs rather than, you see where I'm going with that?
Yes, test. Yes.
Sorry, I should have
no-
asked that earlier. My
No,
fault.
great question. And that will be part of the strategy. So if it is approved, we will essentially take a menu of additional features or add-ons
Yep.
to those business owners that will be receiving the seasonal patio fencing, with the option of them investing some additional funds to further customize.
Like Looney's was not included on this, so
Yep.
go to Mr. Rusk and say, hey, would you like to
Exactly.
piggyback with that? Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Thank you.
And also, kind of the idea with that one specifically was in a location in front of both of those areas where they could service both of the restaurants.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Item 10B through D.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding payment in the amount of $42,652.88 to Walter D. Lott of East Moline for the 28th Street, 20th to 21st Avenue Storm Sewer Project. C. Report from the Public Works Department regarding payment in the amount of $97,498.54 to 5 cities of Coal Valley for the Augustana Sewer relocation. And D, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment in the amount of $203,609.62 to Langman Construction of Rock Island for the downtown parking garage and parking lot.
Motion to allow claims items B through D.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 11A.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding a GRIT agreement with Brothers Rocktown LLC.
Move to approve the agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 11B.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding intergovernmental agreements for housing needs assessment and analysis of impediments to fair housing.
Move to approve the intergovernmental agreements and authorize the mayor to execute documents.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
Miles, I noticed conspicuously that an intergovernmental agreement for a strategic housing plan is not included in this list. I know we had talked about potentially group buying with our neighboring communities for a strategic housing plan in addition to the housing needs assessment and analysis of impediments to fair housing. Where does that conversation stand with respect to our neighbors doing a strategic housing plan and us doing one, I guess?
Sure, good question. So there's two parts to the answer. One is time and one is money. Time first. These need to be done further along where the data has actually been collected before we need to start that strategic housing plan. The idea being that CDBG funds will pay for the data collection, and then we can come back with ARPA funds to pay for the actual strategic housing development plan. That brings us to the money part. We have set aside ARPA funds for that undertaking. Our neighboring communities who are partnering with us on this, Davenport and Moline, have not. So we are prepared a few months from now to begin that strategic housing development planning process. They need to identify funds if they are to do that. So we are continuing to dialogue about a potential partnership where we go in together on that, where basically there's one plan, but it's kind of broken into three parts, one for each of us. It may be, though, that we ultimately go it alone.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 11C.
Report from the Information Technology Department regarding a 5-year contract agreement with Tyler Technologies of Yarmouth, Maine for an amount not to exceed $1.75 million in ARPA funds.
Motion to approve the contract agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the contract documents.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
And
Aye.
Maynard, I'm sorry.
Aye. You'll get there.
Is
New kid on the block.
11D.
Report from the Information Technology Department regarding a contract with Plant Moran of Chicago for ERP project initiation assistance not to exceed $68,240 ARPA funds.
Motion to approve the contract as recommended and authorize the city manager to execute the contract.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 11E.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding the extension of the local public agency engineering services agreement in the amount of $143,651 with Hutchinson of Moline, Illinois.
Motion to extend the agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 11F.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding bids for the 2024 Seal Coat and Asphalt Patching Program, recommending the bid be awarded to Porter Brothers Construction of Rock Falls, Illinois, in the amount of $313,615.23.
Move to award the contract and authorize the city manager to execute the contract documents.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mike, any concern there from Rock Falls and that's too far away?
No, we've done some due diligence
Okay.
in researching the background of the contract, and we feel confident they'll do a great job.
Perfect.
Okay. Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote as well.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 11G.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding bids for the Rebuild Downtown Rock Island Improvements Project, recommending the bid be awarded to Valley Construction of Rock Island in the amount of $8,467,987.41.
Move to approve the bid award and authorize the city manager to execute the contract documents.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Oh, it pains me to say so, but due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Good job. 11H.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding an agreement with Superior Seawalls to remove docks and gangways at Sunset Marina.
Motion to approve the agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 11I.
Report from the city manager regarding approval of the contractors selected by Valley Construction and approval of the construction budget in the amount of $1,616,258.63.
Motion to approve the contracts and authorize the city manager to allow Valley Construction to execute the agreements with the selected contractors.
Second.
Moved in second. Obviously, this is for the City Hall remodel project.
Yeah, we skipped an
We skipped
agenda item.
aye.
We
That's what-
did, and for some reason, I don't,
Didn't I say aye?
No.
Yeah, but you did say aye, but Samantha read.
Jay.
so it's report from the general administration regarding a contract with Valley Construction for City Hall improvements in the amount not to exceed $1,6259,000.
The one before
So
that.
that's J.
That's Jay.
Aye.
That's I apologize, you guys. My agenda didn't print this way. Report from the general
Right.
administration regarding an agreement with Advanced Environmental in the amount of $47,000 for asbestos abatement at City Hall.
Move to approve the contract and authorize city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Do we have to do anything with, because we had a motion and a second on the last one, right?
Yeah, we did already on aye.
What's this? What's this say?
We can just motion to table I, which is J, and then we'll come back to it right after this one.
I just want to make sure we're legal.
Yep. Good
I
call. Good call.
withdraw my second on I.
I will draw my motion.
I withdraw the
Aye.
motion on I.
All right.
To be clear, it's J that was read as, or I
But
that was
that-
read as J.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
the numbering is off.
yes.
First time in this room.
Unfortunately.
I don't even have it.
Let's just redo City Hall.
Yeah, come on,
Oh, my.
come on.
Okay,
So I don't know what happened.
we'll
Was
do
out.
roll call.
Okay, Alderperson Swanson.
On
What are we doing?
Yeah,
Jay.
we're-
Voting on
Yes,
I.
but-
Let's be.
We're doing the issue on
Can I
the.
just have a motion to withdraw both
Okay,
so
both
moved.
motions on I and J, and then we're
So
going to
moved.
reread I.
second.
So moved.
Thank
Third
you.
time.
And that-
Okay,
And wait,
Thank-
but do we need to take a vote on that removal?
Voice
or
vote?
not?
Yes.
we
Yeah.
need a motion for the removal,
They did.
and now we need the roll call. We can do a voice vote.
Aye.
All those in
All
favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Now, let's start over with.
They'll never let us in here again.
Yeah.
Report from General Administration regarding an agreement with
Okay.
Advanced Environmental in the amount of $47,000 for asbestos abatement at City Hall.
Move to approve the contract and authorize the city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Okay.
Agenda.
Is it I? or
Yes.
J?
No, now it's J.
Mine doesn't even have it on here.
I don't
So-
need, mine doesn't either.
Hey, turn around.
Report from the General Administration regarding a contract with Valley Construction for the City Hall improvement, a project, an amount not to exceed $1,616,259.
Motion to approve the contract is recommended. Authorize the city manager to execute the documents and allow Valley Construction to execute any AIA agreements with their selected contractors.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Oh, wait, sorry. Due to the nature of my employment, I
sorry.
need to recuse myself from this vote.
Wow.
We need to get you a paddle that you put.
Just hold it up. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, if we just weren't doing so much good work in
That's
the city
right.
of Rock Island, then it would be easy.
There's a lot of things going on here. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Item 12A.
Sure. Special ordinance to install a handicap parking space in front of 2031 46th Street. Second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion on it? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item number 12B.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding the establishment of a street improvement utility and street improvement fund. First reading.
Move to consider the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion?
Yes. Is there a way that we can get, or we can have included into the plan, the alleys? Either, I know we're doing maintenance on them now, but a way to eventually remove the gravel and go with the asphalt or something?
Yeah, we can, if the council would like to include that, the first initial 5-year plan obviously focuses on the residential streets. There's a important need to get to those streets first. But again, we can add in anything that the council so chooses. So that's really up to the council at this point.
I just know if the verbiage is not in there, it's going to get lost in the sauce. So.
Well, it is in the plan, and I believe it's mentioned in the ordinance as far as alleys goes. So it can be included in the work.
Okay.
And
Yes.
I will vote for this, but I just have a concern and would like us to look at those properties that have ravines that are considered very large, that they're getting assessed a large amount of money. And I guess I would like us to look at, is there a way that we can, I don't know, provide an exemption and remove the square footage of the ravines? I've just had calls from people who have lots with ravines and trees that are going to be assessed a larger amount of money than other people, and they're just kind of being penalized because they have a ravine that runs through their lot.
And
So I would just like us
I would
to.
concur with those thoughts because it's just. Sorry, does that help?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would concur with her thoughts because, you know, if you're not using the property, I mean, you certainly you knew it was there, but I would venture a guess that you probably didn't realize that it was going to affect you in this manner.
But it affects you in property tax because your value is higher, you know, because you got a larger piece of land. And so you get, property taxes are assessed based on that. And they knew that. You know, they get to enjoy the wilderness or whatever in some cases. And so, you know, it's a slippery slope you go down because all of a sudden someone else says, well, I'm not using this parking lot anymore. So, you know, when you talk about not using it, that's a slippery slope you go down. What is used and what isn't used, and can define the what's used for beauty, used for recreational, used, you know. So businesses, you know, what. So I get a little concerned about that.
I'd have to defer to the city attorney, but since this is a first reading and having to make or look at those revisions, we wouldn't have that assessment done before this second reading would come back. So I don't know what would be the proper order.
Right. What would happen is a council member would have to make a motion to amend the ordinance and provide the language that they would like to amend the ordinance. And so that would be a part of the approval at the next hearing. But they can always amend it when it comes for passage, but then it would have to rewrite the language.
One clarification. So you'd meant ravines, right? But that's very wide ranging. You know, like you could throw in the mix of even an empty lot. I know you didn't mention that, but the same really is for an empty lot too. They have the same concern. So how we would, there's a lot of analysis that we would have to look at into excluding those properties.
Right.
We did. I mean, that was talked about in our discussions and consideration. But at the end of the day, they do have a parcel of the city, and they are utilizing the streets to get to that empty lot. I'll say. So that was the reason that we included them.
And procedurally, what we could do is if you wanted to make the motion to amend the ordinance at the next reading with the stipulation that we would redraft the language and bring it back forward to council, we are able to do that procedurally. We would just want to make sure that we work with city staff so that it passes and it's constitutional and all that.
Of course, you start losing revenue too.
Yeah, and that'd be part of the analysis. We're not sure, and I mean, I could look over to Luke and see, but we haven't run the numbers on what that impact would be. We're obviously have based this around a model that will support what's the funding that's needed for the improvements, which is around $2 million. But again, that would certainly have an impact on the revenue. Go ahead.
There you go. Okay, everybody. Yeah. One of the challenges with the ravine scenario is if that ravine is on the same parcel, logistically. So, like, say, like I have my lawn, and then it goes to the ravine. Logistically, how would you calculate what type of reduction that would be? So, really, if you move away from, if you start making certain parcels exempt or unexempt, or you start modifying that, you're really just looking at a property tax at that point. Would probably be a more efficient model. So that was one of the incentives of going with the parcels is one, it gets, even though I'm just gonna not use that. Can everybody hear me? Yes. That was one of our, as Mike kind of said, one of our incentives of going with the parcels is it allows for a billing structure, and one of the other benefits is those spaces that are being underutilized are actively contributing to this fund. And so that's kind of a silver lining as well, is that you are in fact generating revenue off of unproductive land. So obviously it's all the council's prerogative, but to kind of Mike's point, if you'd lose a significant amount of revenue, and then two, you'd really have to you'd be upending your entire model, if that makes sense, because that ravine may not necessarily be a separate parcel, if that makes sense.
It'd be difficult to administrate. How would you define a ravine? How would you verify whether the people had ravines or not? It'd be
make it much more challenging.
Yeah, well said.
That's why Todd gets paid the big bucks.
All right. If there's no further discussion, take a roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye. Item 12C.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding the sale of city-owned property located at 1322 4th Avenue to Nest Cafe. First reading.
Motion to approve the sale is recommended. Authorize the city manager to execute the sales agreement and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 12D.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding amendments to the sign ordinance. First reading.
Move to approve the amendments and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 12E.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding a planned unit development application plan and rezoning request from Community Home Partners for 950 31st Avenue. First reading.
Move to approve the application plan with recommended revisions and consider suspend the rules and pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 13A.
Report from the Finance Department regarding a budget carryover for CY 2023 to the TIF number 6, the LOX Fund 208, in the amount of $199,892.
Move to approve the budget carryover item as recommended.
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 13B.
Report from the Finance Department regarding a budget adjustment for the MLK Activity Fund 901 in the amount of $60,000.
Motion to approve the budget adjustment as recommended.
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 14A.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding updates to the city's community garden program policy.
Motion to approve the program policy.
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion?
I just want to thank CED and the staff for working through this. They really, it took us a while to kind of get everything worked out, but I think we really have something that we can see some success in the future. Have some data to use for that, and it will actually help the residents who are near to some of these locations, the communication chain. So I just thank Miles and his team for working with me on that.
Great. Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 14B.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding changes to the locations of the urban garden sites for the 2024 season.
Motion to approve the changes to the locations of the urban garden sites.
Second.
Moving second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 14C.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding the 2023 CDBG Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, or CAPER.
Move to approve the report and direct staff to submit it to HUD.
Second.
Okay. Item 14D, I believe we did.
Oh, we have to
We
vote
have a
on-
motion and a second on the floor.
We have
Mr.
to
Mayor.
take a roll call.
Okay. So we already have that. So
I'd I'd also like to ask a question.
Yes.
Miles, first off, greatly appreciate the executive summary at the beginning of this caper. That is a big improvement and way easier to digest this report. Specifically, I had a question about the admission that we failed to generate, I believe it was 4 jobs, the economic development goals of this past year. Can you speak on that? Why were we unsuccessful?
So that is directly related to the status of the CURLIF program having not issued any loans. So that number is derived from jobs that would be created by an employer receiving a CURLIF loan. We recently had a bit of an all-hands meeting with Mr. Flaherty here, as well as Ms. Sager over there, talking about how our CURLIF program perhaps could be improved, or perhaps how we need to consider different CDBG economic development tools. I know that you have brought that up multiple times, Alderman Parker, is something that you would like for us to explore further. Actually, myself, the Community Development Manager, as well as Tara Sipes, the Economic Development Manager, will be up in Dubuque the next 3 days at a CDBG underwriting training to hopefully, of course, become just better skilled at CDBG matters, but also talk to some of our peers about some of the things they might be doing. In the near future, we'll also be meeting with some of our peers here at home, so Davenport specifically, and kind of picking their brains about maybe some additional things we could be doing. We finally reached a place, especially with Tom here on board, where we think that we can move forward with enacting some change, and we're at a place where we can really begin to consider some alternatives or better practices. So that really is the core of what that number you identify is all about.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to the changes.
And we do have some applications in the pipeline, correct, for the CURLIF fund?
We do. So hopefully we will be issuing some loans here soon. The CURLIF committee has also made some recommendations about changes, which will eventually here move before council. So there's a number of different things in the mix here we're trying to do. If there's a way to make CURLIF work, we want to, of course, do that. If there's something different than CURLIF or in addition to CURLIF we should be doing, we also want to fully explore that too.
Okay. Ready for roll call?
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Okay, 15A.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Paul Hedgecock, 2038 36th Street, to install a handicap parking space in front of his home. First reading.
Motion to approve the request and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Moving to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
15B.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Dennis Jacks, 1505 21st Avenue, to install a handicap parking spot across the street from his home. First reading.
Move to approve the request and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Item 15C.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Jim Reynolds to ban parking on the west side of Knoll Court, south of Valley Drive. First reading.
Move to approve the request and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Item 15D.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Carrie Crampton, 2954 12th Street, to remove the handicap parking spot in front of her home. First reading.
Motion to approve the request and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
16A.
Report from the City Clerk's office regarding a request from Alderperson Robinson to close 9th Street between 6th and 7th Avenues on Saturday, March 30th, 2024, from 2 to 4 p.m. for an Easter egg hunt.
Motion to approve request as recommended.
Second.
Y'all said something last time. I
There
didn't do
we
it.
go.
There we go. Should have made him sweat it out a little.
Yes, exactly. I assume there's no discussion.
Well, I mean, so the event isn't mine. There's an actual community resident who wants to put on the Easter egg hunt. He has reached out to our Parks Department. They are in agreement. They're not doing rentals at this time, so they've worked that out of how they're going to authorize that. We just felt it would be safer for kids doing the Easter egg hunt to have that portion of the street blocked off. So
Absolutely. Great deal. Kids have
Are
fun.
you going to be dressed as Easter Bunny?
I am not.
Yeah. I'll be there.
We do have it. We do have our Easter bunny. I'm not going to say his name though. But
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Maynard.
Aye.
Okay. Item 17, other business.
I just want to give a shout out to the Dynamic Status Gyms. They're a majorette team here in Rock Island. They traveled down to Memphis, Tennessee for a dance competition. They actually took second overall. If you are familiar with the dance world, they came second under the Dancing Dolls, which is a worldwide named group. The group is outstanding. So for our girls to get second behind them, they did an excellent job. They came back with 6 trophies from 6 different categories. So
That's great. That's wonderful. I'm going to do a little shout out, a couple shout outs. But one shout out is some of you may have noticed, of course, the presence of Rock Island police officers patrolling downtown Rock Island. But once again, I'd like to thank Rock Island Downtown Alliance for their partnership. Jack, I guess, is gone, but for the partnership as we work together to increase the safety and sense of safety and the sense of community, especially as we prepare the construction project down there. So thank you for the police department and the cooperation with the Alliance. Also, big shout out to one of our council members, Jenny Swanson. I'd like to congratulate Alderwoman Jenny Swanson on her selection, a Woman of Influence by the Quad City Regional Business Journal. Alderman Swanson was only one of 10 women chosen in the Quad City regional area from more than 40 nominees for her impact on the community. The Women of Influence Award will take place on Thursday, May 23rd at the Quad City Waterfront Convention Center in Bettendorf from 5:30 to 8. So congratulations very much. Well deserved. Anybody? Yes.
I think we did a lot of good for the city tonight. There was a lot of meat in this agenda, and thank you guys all for this to move the city forward. The downtown, the streets, and City Hall all in one. It's a lot of money spent, but a lot of hope for the city of Rock Island. So,
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Very well said, though.
It is very well said. And that's what the ARPA money was for. A lot of it's ARPA money. So it was to do things that we normally wouldn't be able to do in an average year for the city of Rock Island.
Just wanted to issue a congratulations to the West End Revitalization Project. Had a nice event on Friday announcing the plan. I know the plan in its entirety, as I understand, was released today. So it's a big document with 300 pages or something crazy like that. I don't know, a bunch of pages. I read like the first 12 and gave up. But exciting event on Friday. Appreciate the opportunity to moderate the panel discussion. That was a lot of fun. And congratulations on the project. Looking forward to what comes of it.
Well said. Anybody else? Anything?
Motion to adjourn.
No.
Second.
Move to second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.